Hey, what's going on? My name is Solomon J, as some of you obviously know if you're on my channel. Some of you who are new to my channel probably have no idea who I am or how you got here. You probably got here through a search. That's beside the point. I am Solomon J. I am a singer, tap dancer, guitarist. I'm a full-time entertainer. And this is the beginning of a series that I'm starting where I just want to answer some questions, kind of dispel some myths, and address a number of questions that I get asked often as a professional musician, and hopefully impart some useful, helpful knowledge to some of you who may have some questions about things that are hard to come by. I went to school for performance. Just a little backstory on me. I went to Morehouse College and then I transferred to Oklahoma City University to study musical theater. And one thing I can tell you about going to school for performance is they teach you a lot about what to do on stage, and outside the realm of what happens on a stage, it's kind of a crapshoot. And there's a lot of trial by fire and having to figure a lot of things out along the way. And even if you have the absolute best teachers during and after schooling, there's still some stuff you just have to figure out on your own. And I'm hoping to offer a little bit of information about some of those kinds of things. And, hopefully that'll help a number of people. You can spread this on. Before we get any further, speaking of spreading things on, please, if you can hit like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see these as we're doing more of this stuff month to month. You'll get updates about exactly when I'm posting new videos like this. And it also really helps the channel. And if you have any questions or some topics in particular that you would like me to speak on, please write that down in the comments section and I will address those things as time goes on, and I'll drop some of that stuff in more frequently than just on a month-to-month basis if something's there and I'm like, oh wait, I have a thought on that, or oh, that just happened to me yesterday. So moving right along, I'm gonna combo this very first one with both a myth and a little factoid. So I'll say for a lot of my friends, and myself included, who are male entertainers, musicians in particular, who are married, some people, spouses, often seem to be under the impression that we know exactly where we're going and what we're doing and when our shows are and when our gigs are. Some people are under the impression that we always know exactly where we're headed because we're so pumped up about every single gig that's coming up. And I will say this, that is very false. There comes a point where, as much as we love everything that we're doing, we just don't always know. And if you're fortunate enough to be working on a regular basis, things start to run together. I have very poor sense of direction. I kind of always have. What makes that 1,000 times worse is I have so many different cities and states overlaid in my head. I will wake up and I will be on the road and I'll be making a left turn towards a place that doesn't even exist in this town. So on top of all of that, trying to keep schedules and destinations and gig details and blah, 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 what I always know is what time I need to be somewhere and whether or not I need to learn new material for it. Beyond that, I often do not have a clue unless it's something that I have been aggressively pushing for and, really been trying to work hard to make a certain kind of thing happen. And beyond that, I really have no idea. And so just to kind of drive that point home, I did a show a couple nights ago in Newport Richey, Florida, and that was my show Tap Into Soul right here. Oh, shameless plug. But yeah, that's where I do a whole lot of tap dancing and soul music and infuse that, and it's a very exciting time. You should come check it out if you see it. My website, www.solomonj.com, beside the point. So the day after that, that was Newport Richey, Florida, about 3 hours or so from where I live here in Orlando. And then the next morning, I had a call time at 7 a.m. for an event, filling in with my old a cappella group, which, it's always exciting getting able to perform with the Edge Effect. And we've done some really cool stuff together over the years. And all I knew was that I needed to learn this material. I needed to be at this location. And it was pretty much the same for the other guys too. We know what the pay is and we're like, yeah, we're going to show up somewhere and sing. Cool. What we did not know is that we were essentially opening for Kevin Costner. And we really more or less kind of, sort of, a little bit knew what the event was-ish. and it was Dan and Shay closing the event out. We didn't know till we got there. There are certain kinds of questions we just kind of don't bother asking. So yeah, that's myth number one. We generally have no idea what's going on. So if you're like, oh yeah, so when is this thing and when is that thing and when are you going to be here and oh, who else is going to be there and what's the event for? I'm like, I know what I'm supposed to be. So thing number two, there is kind of tied along with that. That was what is considered a corporate event. And for those of you who don't know, that's something that's not necessarily a concert specifically, but something that is for, say, a large multi-billion dollar corporation. I won't go listing any name. Let's just take YouTube, for example. YouTube wants to have a conference and all of the staff and people who and their affiliates who work together with that company get together and they book some location, whether that's in Dubai or Orlando, Florida, LA, Vegas, anywhere like that. And everybody gets to come down, gets to be excited and celebrate being a part of this company. And along with that, they'll have entertainment. And so, for example, this event that we did yesterday or day before yesterday, it was, God, all over the place. But yeah, that was what, 7,000-ish people, something like that, and all for this this particular conference. And along with seeing speakers like Kevin Costner and the CEOs and other heads of their organization, they got to hear us perform in the morning, and Dan and Shay close out the situation later on that day. And we got to stare at and creepily sniff their guitars because, you know, we're just creepy sometimes. I mean, the guitars are beautiful. Again, so yeah, that's a special category of thing that happens. And it takes me to this point that there is a category of performance that exists that I think a lot of folks don't know about. Everybody is under the impression that you are either a starving artist or you are Bruno Mars, Taylor Swift, you know, Britney Spears that was Beyonce, so on and so forth. And what everybody forgets is that right here in the center, there's a whole category of stuff and variations in between even that. And so it's worth kind of digging and pursuing some of those kinds of avenues. There are huge name acts that, you know, are doing incredibly well for themselves. And just to put a monetary kind of value to it, you have these people who are multi-million-dollar earners in the entertainment industry making hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you have people who are making tens of millions of dollars, and then you have six-figure earning musicians, and then you have people who are in this bracket, and then you have people who are struggling to, you know, make ends meet, so on and so forth. Very literally like every other industry. And so this is in particular for parents who think that there is no way for their child to pursue a career in the entertainment industry and make any amount of money. There, as I like to tell people, there's no shortage of money to be made in the entertainment industry when you're willing to travel. And I'll get a little bit more deep into that into some other videos, but this is a category that exists. And the way it works is that a company, like again, say a YouTube or whomever, may have a budget for entertainment, for events like these and for courting new partners and things like that, where they have, say, $1 million budget. And within that $1 million budget for entertainment, you know, they may want to allocate this many dollars for this element, that element, and from that budget, they want to take, let's say, $500,000 to book Chris Brown for, well, it used to be like $650,000. Don't ask me why I know that. But they take an amount like that, and that's the money that they're going to use to pull and act like a Chris Brown and be like, okay, cool, this is the person we want to open, or this is the person we want to close, or to be our feature entertainment, because that's what we have. And in some cases, that same company may say, cool, with the remaining dollars, we want to have somebody speak for 10 minutes and we'll throw them 200, and then we want somebody to open and we'll throw them however many dollars, and then we're going to do whatever else we want to do with those funds. Maybe that'll pay for some technical requirements, so on and so forth. And then there are companies who have an entertainment budget for events of, say, $25,000. And they say, well, we would love to have Bruno Mars, but we can't get Bruno Mars for that sum of money. So who can we find who is like Bruno Mars enough to please our people? And that's where this category of entertainment comes in. And so that's just with regards to those corporate events, but the same is true for performing arts centers and smaller regional theaters, larger regional theaters, even places like, say, here in Orlando, we have the Dr. Phillips Center. And that within the Dr. Phillips Center, they have their main stage where they have productions, large-scale musicals, that kind of a thing. And then they have these attached venues where I've performed in at least one of them, a Christmas show with Erica Dunlap. Very good time. Hopefully do that again at some point when, when my schedule is open enough to allow that. Love a good Christmas show. But yeah, that's a thing that happens, and they'll bring entertainers in. Like the same venue, Dr. Phillips Center, they just opened a new venue where I got to go see my personal favorite current jazz vocal artist, Kurt Elling. Fantastic. And they brought him out to this place, and my favorite tap dancer right now, Sarah Reich, is going to be there next week. I'll probably grab a ticket and go see her, because I haven't been able to actually see her on stage. Got to meet her some time ago, and she's fantastic, but actually being able to see a show of her will be great. But the point is, they have a venue like that, and within that same venue, theoretically, I'll probably be performing there sometime in the next year or two, and that's how that all works. So there is money to be made in the entertainment industry if that is something that you are interested in, if that's something your kids are interested in. And yeah, also, as your kids progress and evolve and get deeper into the industry and are working regularly, expect that half the time they will have no idea what the nature of the gig is or where they're going. They just know what they're singing, and, try not to give them too much crap for it. All right. Thank you so much. You'll be getting a whole lot more of these here soon. And once again, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and so you can find out when we're doing more videos like this. And there'll be these kinds of things happening at least once a month. But again, if you drop comments and things about topics you'd like me to discuss in the comments, I will address those things theoretically one at a time, or sometimes we'll combo some stuff, and maybe we'll get some other friends and entertainers on here to help address some of those things based on their perspective as well. But yeah, again, thank you so much. I'm Solomon J, and I look forward to hearing from all of you very, very soon. We out. I'm just an ordinary man, no lie. I work 9 to 5 just to stay alive. Pour me a shot, pass me another beer.